Yo, what is up guys? It's Pedro here, and in today's video I will be bringing you guys a recap of day 7 of the Washington football team's training camp. I'll be talking about some of the biggest takeaways from today. I'll show you guys some highlights from today's practice. I'll also give you guys an injury update, and we'll talk about some of the biggest plays from today. So if you guys are new, make sure to subscribe for Washington and NFL content. I'm trying to get to 6,000 subscribers. It would really mean a ton if you guys had helped me get there. So let's get right into the video. So we will start off with some highlights from today's training camp. As usual, most of these highlights are, receiver and quarterback highlights, but there are a couple, receiver versus DBs in there. A bunch of Dyami Brown clips, Terry McLaurin, AGG, Kelvin Harmon, and Benjamin St-Juste. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Let's get into it. Okay, so those were the highlights from today's practice. Now let's go to the recap of today's practice, including an injury update. So not too much going on. Sammis Reyes had that knee injury today. He was at practice today, but was watching with a wrap around his knee. And Keith Ismail is also dealing with a knee injury. Jonathan Allen is back from his hamstring injury, which is great news. Matt Ioannidis is off the reserve list, but he wasn't practicing today. He was at practice though. And Kyle Allen still not practicing, due to that ankle injury. He re-aggravated that last week, but Ron Rivera said he should be back relatively soon, so not too much going on. There's still a few players on the reserve list. I believe Deron Payne and Curtis Samuel, so hopefully they can get off that list soon. Now let's get into some of the big takeaways from today's practice. Nikki Jhabvala of the Washington Post said Washington safety Cameron Curl has been getting a lot of time with the ones in base alongside strong safety Landon Collins. So, I like that they're, obviously starting Cameron Curl, at least for now, more than Bobby McCain, because I think Cameron Curl is our best safety. Even though Landon Collins is looking great in camp, I think it would be great if both of those two could start together. You could have Cameron Curl at free safety and Landon Collins at strong safety, because Cameron Curl has the ability to play free safety. Landon Collins, pretty much, I don't think he can play free safety. He's more of that strong safety. So, that duo could be really good this year. We'll see, though. I'm excited to see, how Landon Collins looks, continues to look in training camp, but also in preseason. That's going to, be really, really telling. Now let's get into some other things. So this is the first team offense during the 2-minute drill. Fitzpatrick at quarterback, Cornelius Lucas at left tackle. He was taken off the reserve list. Eric Flowers at left guard, Chase Roulier at center, Wes Schweitzer at right guard, and Samuel Cosme at right tackle. So obviously I think we know Charles Leno will be the starting left tackle, but since Lucas just came off the reserve list, they want to put him somewhere, give him some playing time, and they don't really want to take away too much time from Sam Cosme, and they know Leno will be ready, so they're giving Cornelius Lucas some time at left tackle. We'll see, though. He's still going to be competing with Sam Cosme for that starting right tackle spot. And obviously, since Brandon Sheriff is still on the reserve list, I forgot to talk about that. Wes Schweitzer is at right guard. He has that flexibility. He can play left guard. He can play right guard. That's one of the great things about Wes Schweitzer. And Ricky Seals-Jones was getting some playing time as the second tight end. Really, honestly, I think a lot of people thought, that myself included, that John Bates would be the tight end 2 heading into the season, and this could still happen, but it's looking like honestly, John Bates is going to make the roster. He was a 4th round pick, but it could be Ricky Seals-Jones or Tamarick Hemingway as the second tight end. If they, if they keep 3 tight ends, which is likely, they could keep, Logan Thomas, John Bates, and then one of the 2, Ricky Seals-Jones or Tamarick Hemingway, maybe even Sammis Reyes, but at this point, probably not too likely. Another big takeaway is that James Smith-Williams today was getting some work with the ones, and Rivera says that James Smith-Williams is going to be a part of the rotations. Sounds like he could be that third defensive end behind Young and Sweat. So I really like that, and I think James Smith-Williams was solid last year. I think he had half a sack, has that flexibility to play inside and outside. But got some significant snaps last year, and this year with Kerrigan gone, I really think he's going to be that third DN and be solid for us. I don't expect him to put up huge numbers, but I do like the type of player he is. But we still need to find out who's the guy behind him. Is it Shaka Toney? Is it William Bradley King? Is it Casey Tuhill? Or is it a veteran that we sign later on in the offseason? Cole Holcomb continuing to make good plays, had 2 pass breakups in coverage, also was good in the run game as well. McKissick got Hudson on a wheel route, but the ball was overthrown. Not sure who the quarterback was, but we know what McKissick can do. Great route runner. Hudson was in coverage, wasn't able to keep him in check. So a couple more things before we get into the play-by-play. Jonathan Allen was back in 11v11, so like I said, that's good to hear that he's fully healthy. And a couple others, now we'll start getting into the play-by-play. Shaka Toney making some, plays right here. He didn't get to the quarterback, but he just plowed his way through Sadiq Charles and someone else. So that's good to hear. Again, there's going to have to be someone that steps up after James Smith-Williams as that 4th DN, because we know, obviously, Chase Young and Montez Sweat will start, and after that, the 3rd DN will likely be James Smith-Williams, but after that, we have no idea. So Shaka Toney, William Bradley King, Casey Tuhill, one of them is going to have to step up if they want to be that 4th defensive end. DeShazier Everett, just got back into practice yesterday, and yesterday he was running with the 3rd team. Today he was running with the 2nd team. So we'll see. I mean, maybe they're just slowing him back in. Maybe he goes with the 1st team. I definitely think they'll put him in on some 1st team reps, but the question is, how many 1st team reps will he have? So Cornelius Lucas has gotten a lot of run today, but Sam Cosmi remains with the 1st team O-line. He's handled Montez Sweat well for stretches too. So again, it looks like Sam Cosmi continues to improve, especially with the pads. And again, he's going up against really good competition in Montez Sweat and Chase Young. So I absolutely love that. And Steven Montez, the 2nd day in a row, ended the practice with an interception. Now let's get into some more play-by-play. So Cole Holcomb made a nice play on Antonio Gibson in the run game. He's always been good in the run game, but he needs to take that next step in the passing game. He did that last year. He improved a lot from his 1st year to his 2nd year in coverage. Let's see if he can do it again in year 3. I think Cole Holcomb is going to have a big year for the Washington football team and really help out this defense, because he was injured last year for the beginning of the season, which really hurt them. Fitzpatrick just laid out a really nice pass to Dyami Brown for what would have been a 30-yard gain. Dyami Brown, it looked really good today from, a lot of different media members said it, and he's had a really good training camp. He has a chance to start on the outside for the Washington football team. Going to be competing with a few other guys, but he definitely has a chance. Heineke hit an open Steven Sims, who then made a move on Cole Luke. So Steven Sims, again, has had a solid training camp. He said he's catching about 200 passes a day, I think, after practice, and he said he feels like his old self. So, happy he's putting in the work, but it's got to show up on the, on game days. He cannot be, we know what type of player he is, what kind of a route runner he is, what he can do after the catch, but he's got to be able to catch the ball first. So let's see what he does in preseason. So Ricky Seals-Jones is back from that knee injury, and was moving fine. And one thing I'll say, they did bring in refs to obviously ref the 11v11, and some of the cornerbacks have been a little bit handsy. And coming out of college, Benjamin St-Juste, one of his knocks, and I talked about this in my player breakdown of him, is he is very handsy, and that's been happening a little bit in this training camp. But him and Dyami Brown have been battling. Dyami Brown has won a few, and so has Benjamin St-Juste. Again, Holcomb, man, you guys already know Holcomb is one of my favorite players. I think he is the most underrated player on the Washington football team, at least amongst Washington football team fans. We already talked about him, but he made another great play in the run game today. He's had a great training camp. Probably had one of the best training camps on the defense, besides obviously Montez Sweat and Chase Young, but he's continuing to impress. Jarrett Patterson had a nice play, some good vision, and had a decent gain. He, again, is going to be another guy to watch in preseason because he has a chance to be that third or fourth running back on the team if they do keep four. But he's going to have a great preseason if he wants to make the team. And Logan Thomas continues to dominate this training camp, continues to get these red zone touchdowns, and had another great grab. So him and Dyami Brown, at least according to these reporters, they both had a great day today. And Peyton Barber on a 3rd and 2 obviously was able to move the 6 and get the first down. So that's really what keeps Peyton Barber around, because he's an elite short yardage back. Those 1 or 2 yard gains, it doesn't happen much in a game, a few times a game, 4 or 5 times a game, but he's able to do it, and that's why Washington wants to keep him around. And like I said, Jared Norris grabs an interception at the end of practice, so good for him. So real quick, we'll talk about some things that Cosme said. So he's been going up against Montez Sweat and Chase Young every day, and said it's been a blessing to help make improvements going up against him. So again, it's good that he's getting practice against these guys, because once he goes up against these DNs in the preseason, it's going to look a lot easier. He said that him and Chase Young are going to battle every day, and Chase Young has a lot of tools under his belt, and Cosme said, and every day Cosme is getting better. So, let's see how he continues, if he can stack good days together, because it looks like yesterday and today were solid days for him once they put on the pads. So that's going to be it for today's recap. Nothing crazy today, honestly. Logan Thomas had a good day. Dyami Brown had a good day. But besides that, really nothing much today. Probably the most calm day of training camp so far. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, share the video out, subscribe if you guys are new, and turn on those notifications so you never miss a video. Peace, guys.